Hello my dear students, welcome back to online class. In previous class we have already discussed about the changes which is taking place around us, such as chemical changes, physical changes, and also reversible and irreversible changes with some examples and daily occurring things. Okay, and today we are going to discuss some more changes, that is expansion and contraction. Okay, so let's begin. What is expansion and what is contraction? When the temperature increases, the particle of a substance expands or become loose. When this happens, the material is said to undergo expansion. So, when expansion takes place, then the particle of the substance expands or become more loose. Okay, and the temperature when it is decreases, then the particle of the substance contracts or become tight. And when this happens, then the material is said to undergo contraction. Okay. So here the main difference between this expansion and contraction. Now, the amount of expansion or contraction varies in solid, liquids and gas, or the states of matter. And there are physical changes that takes place when a substance or materials move from one state to another. Means solid to liquid, liquid to gas, or solid to gas. Okay, and we are going to just see the classic example of water. It can exist as solid, liquid, or gas. Okay, and how it is converted into solid to liquid, from liquid to gas, from a solid to gas form through different process. Okay, so let's see. Here you can see the picture, the states of matter. One is solid, liquid, and gas. As we know, the solid, the molecules that are made up of solid are arranged in regular pattern or repeating pattern, and they are held firmly in place but can vibrate within a limited area. Okay, but liquid, the molecules make up a liquid flow easily around one another, and interparticle force between the liquid particles is somehow lower than that of solids. And in gaseous, the molecules that are make up a gas fly in all direction at gate speed. Okay, so water at very low temperature exists as solid, that we have already known that this is called ice. On applying heat or increasing temperature, the ice melts to form water. And physical change when solid changes to liquid, that is called melting. So the process by which, or the physical change when a solid changes to a liquid, that is called melting. And again this process can be reversed. Means when liquid can be changes into solid. Okay, this process is known as freezing. Okay, or cooling. And next, if we keep increasing the temperature, the water now starts to boil until it's fully become water vapor. Yes, and the physical change when the liquid changes into a gas is called evaporation. That we have already learned. That what is evaporation? When the physical change, in a physical change when a liquid changes into a gas, that is known as evaporation. And when this, and the alternative process, that is when gases changes back to liquid, that is known as condensation. Okay, that we have already learned in previous class. And to get back the water from water vapor, it is possibly by condensation, that we have already discussed, that a physical change, that when a gas changes to a liquid, and this is possible by lowering the temperature. And another process by which solid can be directly converted into a gas, or gas can be directly converted into a solid, that is known as sublimation. Okay, now difference between contraction and expansion. What is the main difference between these two processes, contraction and expansion? Let's see. Contraction. Contraction occurs when we cool the material down, and the atoms that don't have more internal energy, and the atoms within the material move slower and the material contracts. So this happens during contraction. Now we will see what happens during expansion. Expansion occurs when we heat a material and it gains more internal energy. Okay, and the atoms within the material move faster and the material expands. Okay, so here the main difference between the contraction and expansion, that in contraction the atoms which are residing, they don't have more internal energy in that particle, and in expansion it needs more internal energy, and the atoms within the material move slower in case of contraction, but here in expansion the atoms within the material move very faster. Okay, that's why the material expands. I hope you understood this contraction and expansion. If you have any queries, just ask me in the e-portal. Thank you. Have a nice day.